Hello there, or maybe I should say ahoy there, or avast there. Not really sure, but either way, I'm finally getting around to giving a tour of the Kungaloosh Cove here, or so, whatever I call it. Basically, it's more of the Pirates of the Caribbean 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea type collection that we have, which eventually is going to become a more grander room, which I'll talk more about as I go through the tour. I'm going to jump into it here with one of the bigger pieces of the collection right behind me. So let's turn around here. We have this shelf kind of encompasses everything Pirates, not everything, I guess, but a lot of things Pirates of the Caribbean and 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Starting up at the top, back in 2017, to coincide with the release of Dead Men Tell No Tales, is the Lego Silent Mary. I've had that proudly displayed up there for a long time. It's a beautiful ship, beautiful set. And I have a few of the other Pirates of the Caribbean villains here, depending how you count Norrington back there. But we have Norrington, Marcus, Davy Jones, of course, and Blackbeard. If we come down here, here's kind of what kickstarted my entire collection. Not my entire love of 20K, but my collection of 20K. Started with the first edition Nautilus mug here from Trader Sam's. So that one also came out in 2017, I want to believe. Well, it didn't come out then. That's when I got it, in 2017. They've made 4 in total, but I only have 3 of them. I have the first, third, and fourth edition. I need the second. So if anyone comes across the second edition of the Nautilus mug, and they don't really want it, or they have an extra somehow, let me know. I'll happily buy it. I definitely need and want the second edition to go with my fleet here of Nautilus. More of the Nautilus 20K collection. We have the DVD, of course, and a few of the old school VHS tapes. I basically just buy one anytime I find one, so I have 2 of them. It's not like I use them, of course, but I don't really need more than one. I barely even need or want one, but anytime I find one, I grab it. So if we come down here, more of the 20K Nautilus collection, Captain Nemo collection. Most of this I got from Forever Vintage, which will come into play later in the video too. A lot of this collection is from Forever Vintage. And we have this awesome Nautilus model here I got from them, from Forever Vintage, as well as the Nautilus 20K pin here, showing the debut, the opening date for the film back in 1954. The Trader Sam's combo pack there I got at the Poly, of course, like 5 or 6 years ago now. I think they still sell it. I'm not sure. They did recently, so it stuck around for a while if it's not still there. But I had to get it just because, like, it's got the Nautilus kind of embossed in there, engraved into the bowl. You come here, we have kind of a model of, this is, I think, supposed to be the ride vehicle that was here in Orlando, Florida, but it kind of gives the vibes of the film, how it looked in the water, because this is a representation of the attraction vehicle, of course, from the Magic Kingdom, but the top one is 100% obviously the ride vehicle. It has many portholes, because, you know, if you look at this one, and if you've seen the movie, you know it just has the main porthole, of course. But anywho, the ride vehicle here, and this one's cool because it opens up, and if I can get it to, there you go, you can actually see inside the ride vehicle what it would look like with all the seats and the portholes. Now I'm not going to be able to show it off at this moment, but this bottom portion actually lights up, where the eye of the Nautilus, as you would call it, lights up with a greenish glow, and along the rim and the edge of the Nautilus has like a green hue, just like in the film. It's really cool looking, but it wouldn't really show up right now in the middle of the day, and kind of hard to turn on because I have to pick it up, and the switch is at the bottom, so it's a whole deal. Can't really do it one-handed. But anyway, I got that at Forever Vintage as well, along with the ears here, the 20K ears. Those came out way back in like 2021 officially, but I didn't get them on the initial release. I got it from Forever Vintage. As well as that amazing piece of history pin there, where they have those 2 little pieces are from somewhere on the attraction in Orlando, Florida. I'm not really sure where, but I just had to get it because I've always wanted a piece of history pin, especially 20K. I want the Timekeeper one as well. I haven't got that yet, but I got the one from 20K, and I'm not sure where those two pieces are from on the attraction itself, but later in the collection tour, I do have a piece from the ride where I don't know the exact spot it was from, but it's more clear what it was. You know, that's just two little pieces. That could be anything. But there's a lot of pins up here too, a lot of doodads. There's a Disney Sea pin. You know, some of the pressed pennies from Disney Sea. Disney, Tokyo Disney. That's an SEA pin, of course. The Captain Nemo patch. I bought that at Forever Vintage. Many things here are from there too. And then, oh yeah, before we move on from 20K, we got the Tomika ride vehicle diecast. Get the focus there. From Disney Sea. As well as the Jules Verne novel collection there. Journey and 20K. More on there, obviously, but those are the two highlights for me, my two favorites. We move down the shelf. We have kind of a Pirates of the Caribbean shelf. When I first saw the film in 2003, I desperately wanted a Lego set of the Black Pearl or just any pirate ship I could find, but the Black Pearl hadn't been made in Lego yet. They didn't make that till much later, till like 2000. Was it 2011 when they finally did that? I can't remember, but it was much later. And we couldn't afford the existing Lego pirate ships. So young me started building this pirate ship way back in 2003. Now back then it was only like this big. It was tiny, just one sail, one mast. And over the past 23 years, I have built and expanded and changed and modified to make it what it is now. Even like a week or so ago, I was tweaking parts of it on it. So I still work on it to this day. And looking behind it, this is from 6-ish years ago, maybe. I didn't really get into the whole line of toys, but I grabbed that one because it was Captain Jack. To kind of go with that one there in the back. I think that was the Zillow series. I can't remember if that was called Zillow, maybe. Either way, that's from 2006 to coincide with the release of Dead Man's Chest. They did a whole line of the characters, but I only bought Jack back then. And here we have all of the DVDs of the film series, as well as the entire collection of the Young Jack Sparrow adventures. I still need to get the Tales, or is it Legends? Legends of the Brethren Court series, and the famous, or infamous, I don't know, however you want to look at it, Price of Freedom novel. I have to buy that. I have to get that and read it one day to go with this collection. But so far, that's all I got novel-wise. We have these pieces here from the Treasures of the Seven Seas, a pirate's adventure at Magic Kingdom. More on that to come later, as well as a full video of that experience to come on my YouTube in a couple weeks here. And I'm pretty sure this is my first piece of Pirates of the Caribbean merch that is film series related. I'm pretty sure like every Pirates of the Caribbean collector or fan has one of these. You have to have one of the 882 pieces of cursed Aztec gold. But that kind of started the whole collection here. Without that, I have no idea what the collection would look like. We come on further down, we have a Tiki Mug collection and some references to the Adventurers Club, which is a heavy inspiration for, if that's the right term, the Kungaloosh Cove. The Kungaloosh Cove here was heavily inspired by the Tiki Room, the Adventurers Club, Disney Sea, the SEA, Trader Sam's, Pirates of the Caribbean, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, all of the above. It's a lot, but it's all Adventureland, kind of wrapped into one. You'll see as we go along, kind of all the bits of inspiration we have. But the Black Pearl, not the ship, but the drinking vessel, a different vessel, I guess, we actually got on my mom's first and only trip to Trader Sam's. So she kind of knew I had the normal one that everybody gets. And she knew how important it might be to me to have a black one, even though she didn't really care, of course. But it's a piece of plastic, But she knew I really wanted it, and she got it on her first and only trip to Trader Sam's. So she gave it to me, and it now is here in the collection in the Kungaloosh Cove, being guarded by Shariki Utundu. from Disney Sea. But talking about the Black Pearl, the other vessel, the Black Pearl, the ship, or Jack Sparrow's pirate ship, whatever you want to call it, came out here recently from Lego. I never got around to buying the original one, the original Black Pearl that came out back in the day. But I bought this one. I was there opening day, or release day, whatever you want to call it, at the Lego store. Like, 5th in line for it, so I grabbed it to make sure I could get it before it sold out. And I did buy it. I didn't open it and build it at the time, because I knew I was going to be moving. So I've left it in the beautiful box to build once we get moved, because that one I can kind of disassemble and pack up and move with ease, but that one is going to be, if it was built, it would be impossible to move. I would not want to risk destroying it. So thankfully I was smart enough for once to not build it and have it ready to move. As well as Jack down there. Jack's got the Black Pearl in a bottle, as well as his compass. Next to him are 2 movie tickets, actually, from when I went to watch At World's End way back in Actually, one of them's At World's End in 2007. There. And then I guess this one, I didn't even remember that I had both. This one is from 2011, right? Yeah, so that means this one is On Stranger Tides. I forgot I kept that ticket. So I have At World's End and On Stranger Tides right there from when I went and saw them for the first time. First of many times. If we continue the tour, we have the Blue Bayou in Tokyo Disneyland fork and spoon set, as well as a little Journey to the Center of the Earth section. The Journey to the Center of the Earth queue in Tokyo has a lot of these type things spread out through the queue, as if Captain Nemo is studying the Earth and whatever he's found in it. So I kind of was inspired by that to bring some of that here to the Cove, so it can eventually be more in-universe to show Captain Nemo might have been here studying these artifacts. As well as these connections to the SEA and the Adventurers Club, and more Trader Sam's and Polynesian. So these were, I want to say these are like 70s or 80s from the actual Poly, of course. Tiki mug here. And then the coaster here is from Trader Sam's in Disneyland, because for whatever reason, Trader Sam's in Florida doesn't do coasters. I'll never understand why, but they got that. Brad, my buddy, got that for me when he went out to Disneyland, because he knows how much I collect coasters, as you can see from the Boathouse collection and the Tiffin's collection. These ones, they sell, so they sell these in Disneyland and here in Florida, so I grabbed these here while I could. I come down here, more coasters in the collection there, but I have them in like a Trader Sam's kind of chip dip bowl in a way, so I had to grab that because it's such a cool piece and it's useful. I could put anything in there, but for now I have coasters in the collection. And more of the mug collection. We have a Monstro mug from both California and Florida. Can't remember at the moment which is which. I'm sure they show them on the bottom of the mug which is which, but I try to keep the tour rolling so I don't waste time picking it up and looking at it. And if you know, you know, or you can look it up. And then Brad also got me the Kraken Bowl here from California to add to the Tiki Mug collection. And here we have Pirates of the Caribbean Battleship, which we have played here in the Kungaloosh Cove a handful of times. And we've played it at a table you're about to see here soon, which was so much fun, just playing it with the Pirates of the Caribbean score blasting in the background. It was just such a fun night. We've done it a handful of times. We might have to do it one more time before we move and this all gets packed up. So here we have a Typhoon Lagoon section featuring the Miss Tilly Sipper, a map of Typhoon Lagoon when they actually made individual water park maps. I don't do that anymore. And then here's a little shark to represent the little snorkeling experience they had at Typhoon Lagoon, which is sadly gone. Typhoon Lagoon is part of the greater SEA lore too, so that's why I had to include it in the Kungaloosh Cove. If we come along further, In an ideal world, I would have another hallway or room that is more Frontierland Liberty Square themed that I would call Frontier Hall. But for now, I don't have that space. Maybe one day, but for now, we have that little section here in the Kungaloosh Cove, kind of represented by the map of Tom Sawyer Island in Tokyo. Davy Crockett coonskin cap, which surprisingly they still sell in Florida, so buy it while you can. I have no idea how they haven't erased that, like they have all of Frontierland and Liberty Square. But I have the Davy Crockett series here to go along with that. I love watching that. It's one of my favorites. I watch it once or twice a year. And then I have the Mark Twain complete novel collection. I was reading that on Tom Sawyer Island here in Florida before they demolished it. So that was a ton of fun, taking that to the island and reading it there. And of course, another thing that they've taken away is the Liberty Bell. This is actually a pilot's license, I guess, from the Liberty Bell that you used to be able to get in Florida. And it's about to expire in July, and I will never be able to renew it, sadly. So I'm glad I have this piece of my collection, but I think they still do it in Disneyland for the Mark Twain, so I need to get one of those one of these days. But the Tokyo Disneyland Haunted Mansion is, of course, in Fantasyland, but it has the same facade as the Orlando Haunted Mansion, which is in Liberty Square, so I figured I'd put it next to that. So it's a whole stretch, but it's a tie-in, you know, it's connected. It's a stretch, but it's connected. If we come down here, we have some Arabian Coast representation from Disney Sea. So we have Chandu. I had to buy that as soon as we got off the attraction. I wanted to get everything Chandu related, so I had to settle for that for now, but I will get maybe everything one day. And somehow, the Genie of the Lamp has ended up in the Kungaloosh Cove. 10,000 years, you know, it'll give you a crick in the neck, so he's in there safe and sound. And then down here we have some Atlantis representation. Just like in Tokyo Disney Sea, there's a little bit. So in Disney Sea, they have Port Discovery, which is where Aquatopia is located for now. And Aquatopia is sadly going away on September 14th of 2026. So here's the little Tomika ride vehicle, die-cast ride vehicle from Aquatopia. I trust Tokyo and the OLC. They will definitely make something awesome there, so I trust them. I'm going to miss Aquatopia, though, but while I was there, I kind of hinted at the Atlantis connection. I was wearing the crystal necklace, and a few guests and fans noticed it and recognized it, and they thought maybe because, you know, Milo has on that satchel right there with a strap. I had on my satchel with a strap and my necklace, so they were like, oh, are you cosplaying Milo? And I was like, not really. Like, my character might have been a little inspired by him, but anyway, they also play some music from Atlantis in the Aquatopia area, kind of in the Port Discovery area. So hopefully when they do the remodel of Port Discovery, the music survives. We will see. I hope it does. There's also Epcot music from like 90s Epcot they play in Port Discovery. So I'm hoping that survives as well. So if we come along here, these were going to be, of course, hung up on the wall, like these posters over here. We'll get to in a second. But because we knew we were moving, I didn't want to put more holes in the walls and frame and hang up everything. So for now, they are here. This is actually a print of one of Joe Rohde's works of art, and I was fortunate enough to meet him and get it signed. This is from back in like 2018 or 19, I think. I think it was 2018, on Earth Day, on Animal Kingdom's anniversary. I was there to buy this, to celebrate the park, to meet Joe. So I was fortunate enough to talk to him for like 3 or 4 minutes, and an amazing, amazing dude. And I knew a lot about him back then, but even since then, I've learned so much about him that I wish I could like re-meet him so I had better stuff to talk about with him. Because I just kind of surface level talked about how I loved Animal Kingdom and I loved Avatar, you know, how he had helped with Pandora. But since then, I've learned so much about him, his connection to the Adventurers Club, and kind of a connection to Tower of Terror and Disney Sea, and so many other things. I wish I could have talked to him more about that stuff and not just surface level, like, oh, I love your Avatar land, you know, like, I wish I could have done better as a fan, you know. But if we come down here, one of my prized pieces in my collection, another piece from Forever Vintage, an actual piece of seaweed from the 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea Lagoon at Walt Disney World. I've just always wanted a piece of that attraction. I've always been fascinated with that attraction. And when I saw they had it for sale, so I had to be there and buy it. Like, whenever we go there, like, they know my name and I know their name, of course, but like, they always are like, look, it's the 20K guy. So because I've bought so many 20K things from them, so I've just kind of, it's the joke. They're like, oh yeah, in our phone, like, you're the 20K guy. So the poster here is from the Disneyland exhibit of 20K, so there's a little bit of representation for Disneyland. But the biggest piece, of course, is the original seaweed from Florida. Man, it's one of my favorite pieces, like I said. My favorite piece from 20K, for sure. And I have this attraction poster. I bought this from Forever Vintage as well. As soon as I saw I had it, I bought it without hesitation. And then coincidentally, like within a couple weeks after we got back from Tokyo, they were selling an attraction poster for Journey to the Center of the Earth. So I snagged that as soon as I could. If I can ever get my hands on the Tokyo Disney Sea 28,000 Leagues Under the Sea attraction poster, I will definitely be buying that for sure. Now, these are the bigger pieces here, and these are all from Forever Vintage as well. But that is from the Caribbean beach rooms that they had, the Pirates of the Caribbean themed rooms. They did a big renovation, refurbishment on those in the past decade-ish. And kind of ripped out a lot of the Pirates of the Caribbean theming. So I grabbed this from Forever Vintage, as well as these amazing table and chair set here. This amazing table and chair set from Forever Vintage. I just love the carving and the wood, all the details on the chairs, the fabric patterns. I love the foot here, or the leg, whatever you want to call it, the carving of that on the table. And then if you look at the table, take off some of my set dressing and props here, it's Jack's compass, kind of in the middle of the table. Now the pieces on the table are kind of scattered all over too. They're from all over. We have pieces from Disney Sea, Fortress Explorations at Disney Sea, the Leonardo Challenge, Treasures of the Seven Seas maps at the Magic Kingdom I talked about briefly earlier, which there's a video of this experience coming in a couple weeks here on the YouTube channel. And then this is from the Beacon Barrel. This is just a piece that, like, your food comes on your plate. So I saved it and I put some references on there. If you know, you know. I kind of made those up. And that's what eventually the whole room is going to be. There's going to be like Disney style references to Imagineers and movie characters and all of it. It's going to be bamboo walls and wood walls. It's going to be in universe, like a tiki bar essentially. There's a whole backstory I've written up for it all too, so there's a lot that goes into it. And then this piece I got at Forever Vintage as well. I have no idea where it was from on property, but it's somewhere from Walt Disney World. I would imagine like Yacht and Beach Club maybe. Something like that. But I was like, it just fits the aesthetic I'm going for and the design. So I grabbed that and some master replicas, Jack and Barbossa rings, Barbossa's necklace, master replicas. Now this is a Captain Nemo, if you can see there by the logo, Nautilus 20K piece, where it's like a globe essentially in a way, but if you look in the porthole, it lit up there, it lights up. It's hard to see, but the giant squid is like moving and motorized. It like attacks the window. So I had to get that to kind of set dress and kind of decorate the Kungaloosh Cove through here. And one of the biggest pieces in the Kungaloosh Cove is the rug, heavily inspired by the Malkoon map, Sao Fang's map from At World's End. So that was also from the Caribbean beach rooms. So I didn't get the bed or the dresser from the rooms, of course, because I wasn't building a bedroom. I'm building like a kind of like a little study almost, but it's gonna be, you know, an entire room, but in universe, where it's all Pirates of the Caribbean, SEA, Tiki, all of the above. But one of the funniest pieces too, I still have to paint the lid here and kind of weather it, but is a jar of dirt. I haven't filled it all the way either, but this dirt and the dirt I'm going to get to fill the rest of it is SEA canon, if you know what I mean. It's from places in the SEA Pirates of the Caribbean story. So I'm going to do that, finish filling that up with, as stupid and nerdy as it sounds, SEA canon, Pirates of the Caribbean canon dirt. Obviously inspired by Jack's jar of dirt in Pirates of the Caribbean. Which I have the poster here of the first film, which I never got framed, but I will one day because I knew we were moving. I'm not, like I said, not gonna frame it and put more holes in the walls. So, and this awesome sword Taylor got me. Like it's, I think I want to say rubber. Like it's not. Don't worry, it's not obviously not a real sword, but cool piece. I need to get some more swords like that, more flintlock style pistols, more props and theming and all that stuff. But that's essentially it. There's a few other pieces here, Treasure Island pieces and Swiss Family Robinson, some Animal Kingdom pieces. But that's essentially it. Flip it around. For the Kungaloosh Cove, I wanted to film it here just kind of for fun, but for posterity as well, because with us moving out of Florida soon, I just want to make sure it's like, okay, here's everything I have, and here's how I like to display it, if that makes sense. But eventually, like I said, much grander plans for the room and for the stuff for Kungaloosh Cove. So Kungaloosh, Adventurers Club reference. If you don't know, look it up, because the Adventurers Club played a huge part in my inspiration, like I said, for the Kungaloosh Cove. So that's it for the tour of the Kungaloosh Cove. There's going to be a tour of our Star Wars collection and kind of my plans for that going forward. I'll talk about in that video too. But yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. Till next time, keep an eye on the horizon for more Pirates of the Caribbean videos, like the one for Treasures of the Seven Seas coming up. And, you know, just other Star Wars, Pirates of the Caribbean, Tokyo, Disney, all that good stuff kind of videos from me. So thanks for watching. And until then, may the stars light your way. I'll leave you with a look here of our shelf with all the awesome stuff. Thanks for watching, like I said.